What we saw on the first day was a bit of a sense of optimism, and I think that's starting to kind of quickly wane. So we've seen quite a few grumblings amongst particularly developing countries about one of the texts that's being negotiated here and the sort of the legitimacy of the text. Does it include all their concerns? And that's been sort of a major theme across the different areas of the negotiations today. I think the main issue driving that is the fact that what we're seeing here is essentially more political energy going into the mitigation debate. So the mitigation debate is very advanced. Countries have come out and talked about what they're going to do on mitigation. We've seen the EU, China, the US, and really the issues around finance and adaptation have been neglected in these discussions and not given as much value and as much kind of airtime. So what we're seeing is that these discussions on adaptation and finance aren't being adequately reflected into the text, the future text, and so that's a kind of major problem, and that's why we're having all these procedural wranglings, because people don't know where their finance submissions or their adaptation submissions have gone, and so this is why we're seeing this kind of slowing of the process. I think what could break the deadlock is hopefully by Friday we should have a new version of the text out. So what we're likely to see is those countries who are concerned that their submissions haven't been reflected in it have that brought out much more visibly, and that process then goes into what I wouldn't call a negotiation. What we don't want countries to do here is to delete text and say that they don't agree with it. What this is about doing is getting the text ready for next year when we begin negotiating. So it's about streamlining, decluttering, making sure everything's nice and clear so that ministers and negotiators next year can pick on the pieces that they like. But at the moment it's not about a negotiation on substance, it's more about getting the text right and getting it really, really clear.